Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dre back with another episode of Dre's State of Mind. Now, we are officially one day away from Christmas. So I wanted to get a special Christmas episode out there. Well, it's not going to be a Christmas theme, but just want to get one out there before Christmas. And hopefully everybody, enjoys their holiday. And if you got time off, you know, before the new year or anything like that, just enjoy your time off. Take time to recharge your batteries and get ready for I guess the start of 2022, So, yeah, just hope everybody is listening to this in good spirits. And yeah, so just wanted to start off like that. And we just going to get into this. So, pretty much like I was well, majority of the time that I get my news, I'm usually on the toilet, like taking a shit. So I need something to entertain myself, and I pick up my phone, and I'm either on TikTok, Instagram, or scrolling through the news or something like that. So in recent, well, okay, so I seen that there was a Philadelphia Democrat, Philadelphia Democrat Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon. Now she was, I believe it was Wednesday, she was involved in a carjacking, which I thought was like kind of odd. But I was like, yo, who the fuck is going, especially in broad daylight, um, like over in Philly. So pretty much like she got carjacked in broad daylight, seeing like the video footage or whatever. I think like they said 5 people were arrested in that in that carjacking. So pretty much I didn't know a second Democrat was actually carjacked, but that was in Chicago, and both of them support police reform. So they were carjacked less than 24 hours apart from each other. So I'm like, this shit, it seems kind of suspicious, like an Umar Johnson voice. Doesn't that seem suspicious? Huh? Doesn't that seem suspicious? That's all that I could think that like popped in my head because I'm like, yo, come on, dog. Like two Democrats that happen to support police reform. Like I don't really care if it was like a Republican that supported police reform, but it's just like you know 2 people that support reform, and like I be telling people all the time, the gangs, the biggest gangs in any city is the police. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, cause these niggas operate under the blue, what was it, the blue shield code of silence and all that. So even if they're not quote unquote bad cops, yeah, even the good cops adhere to this bullshit. And what was it, the internal the internal affairs investigation team. We have like cops investigating cops. Like, come on, dog. Like, I don't believe none of y'all. When you investigate cops, you got to bring in someone who is totally impartial to like this blue code of silence bullshit. But then still, like I said, like these cats is like gang members and shit, so they be trying to intimidate or kill motherfuckers, like just to keep people silent. So this shit does not surprise me. Now it says Illinois State Senator Kimberly Lightford, she's a Democrat, I guess in Maywood, was targeted in the suburban Chicago, in suburban Chicago on Tuesday night, while Congressman Mary Gay Scanlon, Democrat in PA, was carjacked Wednesday afternoon um, after an event in South Philadelphia. Now it says Lightford was driving with her husband Eric McKinney in Broadview at 9:45 p.m. when 3 masked suspects in a Durango SUV hijacked the couple's black Mercedes. Police said multiple gunshots were fired during the incident, but Lightford and her husband weren't physically hurt. Um, so it's probably like a scare tactic, but they didn't want to kill him. It was just like we just gonna send you a message. Um, it was either probably cops themselves or they could have just probably hired, some cats off the street and just be like, yo, don't kill him, just scare him. You know what I'm saying? The suspects fled in the Mercedes and Durango, according to police. So these people haven't been caught. So if it damn sure is cops, they're not going to get caught. Or if this, on the police payroll, they're not going to get caught. But if they need a suspect, then you know what I'm saying, they're going to sacrifice whoever the fuck. Or they could just jack up like some innocent cats off the street and just frame them because they do that shit all the time as well. First and foremost, I am thankful that my husband and I are alive and physically unharmed. I am trying to process the trauma of what happened. I want to thank everyone who has offered their love and support. So that's what Lightford said. Her ordeal came hours before Scanlon, a fellow Democrat, was carjacked at gunpoint in a separate incident as she returned to her blue Acura MDX at about 2:45 p.m. Wednesday. Scanlon was targeted in South Philly by two men in a dark SUV who demanded she hand over her keys, police said. Her personal cell phone, government-issued phone, and purse were inside the car when the carjackers took off. So that's probably how they caught them niggas. Because all you got to do is just track the phone. Scanlon spokesperson says she was physically unharmed following the ordeal. Her car was found in neighboring Delaware with 5 suspects inside just hours later, according to police. The suspects, whose names weren't immediately released, were all in custody Thursday. Now, Mayor Jim Kenney says he was appalled to learn of this violent crime against a congresswoman who he described as his friend and colleague. So, like, this shit is crazy. Like, to me, it's mad suspicious, but we gotta keep an eye on that because I mean I know shit is wild over in Philly and shit is wild over in Chicago, but this shit happened in the suburbs of Chicago. So you mean to tell me like some motherfuckers like drove out of the city to go carjack someone in the suburbs? I think it was the police. I don't trust the motherfuckers at all. So it could possibly be something with them, So I just want to say, like, it's really, really fucking suspicious. That's all I want to say. And, yeah, so that's pretty much it with that story. Haven't seen anything else, pertaining to that. Now, I want to switch gears because, like, this is something that actually, like, got me thinking. And it's funny because, like, it brings a smile to my face, chuckle. But I don't know if it's like a cultural thing or it's just whatever. So it's in the black community. So what was it? A couple weeks ago, my fiance and we were about to come. I think like I was about to bring her back to my house, and before we was about to leave, her mom had asked her for some help with the Uber Eats app because like she couldn't really figure out how to use it or whatever. So sitting there trying to walk her through it. She was trying to walk her through it. And I started thinking, I was like, yo, how come elderly, or not even elderly, just the older black generation, like they just don't really try to, well, all right. So in her case, like she's still kind of young enough to try to figure it out, but she might need some help. I help my mom all the time when she can't figure shit out, technology wise, but it's like, the generations that are older than them, like they just totally are dismissive to, learning technology. And I'm like, you kind of got to learn how to use like at least the simplest things in today's society because everything is pretty much computer based now. So it's like you got to be at least literate in like the basics. But it's just like older black folks, like they don't want to, and then they always want to hit, like they're the grandchildren up and for them to do shit. And then like the grandchildren, they kind of get annoyed because it's like, yo, I keep having to show you the same shit over and over again. It's like the simplest shit. So yeah, so I'm just like, yo, that shit is crazy, and like I've had to do that a couple times with my grandma when she was alive, and it was like, just like something like it was like a flip phone, like just a flip phone, or when she got upgraded to it was like the early touchscreen phones, and she had to I had to sit up there and try to actually help her, program the phone, show her how to do this and that, which I had no problem. But I just found it funny, like all the time, because she would like try to mess with it, and she would get frustrated, and I'm just like looking at her, and I could just like see the frustration on her face, and so I'm like, all right, this is what you need to do, Grandma, and then boom, 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 all this and that, and then like just try to walk her through the steps, so she can actually figure some of this, the more basic stuff out, like how to look at the pictures, how to take a picture, how to send text messages, how to store, contacts in your phone, things of that nature. So just try to help her out with that, which she was thankful for. My fiance's grandmom, she's funny because she refuses to learn like any of the new technology or anything like that. Like so, something as simple as like if she needs to get something Googled, if she needs to find something through the Google, search engine or something like that, like she'll just call my fiance, or she'll call like one of her my fiance's cousins, like one of her other grandchildren, and then she'll just be like, "Yo, can you Google like find out what time this store closes, or can you get the number for this, or can you do this and that?" So it's just funny. Like it's it's funny to me, and I'm glad. Like I'm a part of the pretty much like I'm at the forefront of the technology explosion. Like I was there from quote unquote the birth of the internet, and like as technology has evolved, like I've been there, like just trying to learn as much as I can. So I'm so my passion and my thirst to learn new technology and things of that nature, like it's probably never gonna go away. Like I'll be like 80, 90 years old, like still trying to learn some shit, if I make it that far. So it's right now I'm 41, so I'm just that's my goal. I'm just trying to get there, just trying to get another 50, 40, 50 years out of life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's my goal. So that was just something I always found like just amazing, like just really really funny. Like it just it's just older black folks like that just they kind of shy away from technology, and that shit like it really. I mean, I can understand because you've gone like pretty much like your whole life without having to use computers or anything like that. Like everything was like pretty much like old school calculators, pen and paper, things of that nature. But you got to evolve with the times. Like times are always evolving. You got to change with them, or if not, then you're just gonna get left behind. And I guess they figure, I made it this far. I don't really need it, and if I do need it, then I got youngins in the family who can help me out. So, but some of these youngins nowadays, they don't want to be bothered. So, but that's a whole nother issue within itself. Like that's a bunch of entitled, selfish ass little niggas. But we can get into that another day. So, pretty much, the thing. All right, so switch gears and like pretty much wrap up. I guess like this as well as the year is wrapping up. We're going to sit up there and get into reflecting the past year that was 2020, and I can't say it was a bad year. Can't say it was a great year, but it was somewhere in between the middle. Started off kind of rough. Still recovering from the effects of COVID, and then also was trying to figure out how I was going to work and go to school at the same time, and then realized that the job that I was working at like pretty much like they weren't going to accommodate the my school hours. So because I just needed to I guess transfer to a different shift, and they weren't really trying to do it. So I was like, all right, fuck y'all, because I'm not going to be here anyway. Like after I get out of school, like I don't really plan on being here. So before I had actually went to school, like I applied for unemployment because at that time, like you could just you know if it was a COVID outbreak or fears that you might catch COVID, which I already did at your job, then Joe Biden was like, you can just go on unemployment, and then it'd be easier for you to go on unemployment. You can collect your money or whatever, and then if you find another job, then you can go ahead. But me, I just stayed on unemployment and went to school. So that's how I survived for about like 9 months. So my conundrum was like towards the end of school, which was like the last month of school. That's when my unemployment was supposed to run out, but luckily it got renewed. So pretty much, yeah, that's what helped me out like all through school. And those 9 months, they kind of went by really fast. Excuse me. At first, like I was like kind of overwhelmed because I'm like, all right, I didn't realize that getting into IT, was this much shit. So, but I got acclimated to it, and was like really determined because I'm like, yo, I'm not going back to Walmart. I'm not going back to Amazon. I'm not going back to any of them, you know, those old jobs that I used to, unless I go back in there and I'm an IT person, and I need to make more money. So that's the only way I'll go back. So because every business needs like an IT person or a computer person or something like that. Someone who's computer savvy, who can manage a network, who can problem solve computer issues, can problem solve networking issues, things of that nature. So that was my whole motivation. That's what motivated me, and also I wanted better things for myself. I wanted better things for my family. So pretty much like that was my whole motivation through school. Excuse me. And also, as I guess like the COVID restrictions kind of got relaxed, even though not we're nowhere near getting out of this pandemic, just because people don't want to take the necessary steps to try to get out of this pandemic. People don't want to mask up. People don't want to get vaccines, things of that nature. They just don't want to do the necessary little things in order for us to get out of this pandemic. Like they just want the pandemic to be over. They just want some magic wand to be waved, or just snap of a finger, like Thanos and shit, and just snap away the whole fucking pandemic. Like that's not how it works. Like people got to do their part, but people don't want to do their part because people want to be quote unquote free thinkers and all that other stupid bullshit. So, it is what it is. And I'm like, to each his own. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. I just don't want to see any of my loved ones, you know, pass away from this virus, or like pretty much I already had like one close friend, one dear friend that actually passed away from COVID, which kind of hit home, and I'm just like, damn, because I had it. I didn't feel like I was anywhere close to death, but like I did feel like death. I felt like shit. But just to hear that, one of my good friends actually did pass away from it, like, and then to hear, oh, you have a 98% survival rate and all this and that, like from these people who don't want to get vaccinated and things of that nature, like the shit kind of pisses me off because like the shit kind of hits home. So I just be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Most of these people who I just see like the dumbest shit, like on Twitter. I see the dumbest shit on Instagram. Most of these motherfuckers be having, they be like, you be spitting facts. But where the fuck do you get your facts from? Name me that. Where are you getting your facts from? Like, none of these motherfuckers that you're getting your facts from is from doctors. These niggas ain't doctors. They ain't go to school. They don't know shit about, I guess, like how the human body works. They don't know nothing about none of that shit. They ain't in the lab. Like, where are you getting your facts from? That's what I want to know. Like that's the shit that pissed me off. Like where, but I can't think. It's just, I can't really give them like too much time or too much like just focus on that because like the shit it pisses me off. So that's why I say I just be like, it is what it is. Yo, you got it. I don't really care. Just don't get me sick. Because if you get me sick, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I don't even know who got me sick the first time. So like I said, I had it before. Not trying to get it. Not trying to get this Omicron shit. So whenever I go on site to different businesses, I always wear my mask. Now, one thing I won't do is wear my mask when I'm in the car by myself. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, if I'm in the car by myself or I'm with my fiance or, you know what I'm saying, like people I interact with every single day and I know, like, we're not sick, then yeah, I won't wear my mask. But when I'm around strangers and shit, like, yeah, I'm gonna wear my mask and shit like that. And, just try to be, I guess, quote unquote, as safe as possible. But it really doesn't. In my the way I look at it is like, it's airborne. So you can still catch the shit at your crib, but I guess like it's going to be less of a chance of you doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's just you at your house or if it's just you around people that you're around every single day that is cool, they're taking precautions, they're wearing masks and things of that nature. So it kind of reduces, you know, the chances of you catching this shit. But you can only control what you can control. People out here like, oh, my immune system is strong, blah, 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 and all this and that. I do CMOS and things of that nature. My brother takes CMOS every day, and this nigga got COVID as well. So, and I was doing like the little CMOS thing because I was interested. And I have pretty much like a childhood friend that's selling CMOS and things of that nature. So I decided to support her and I bought like a couple bottles of sea moss and everything like that. So I was taking the shit when I caught COVID. So it's like all these people talk about the sea moss and then you do this and elderberries and things of that nature. No, nigga, that shit ain't gonna stop you from catching that shit. It's just probably a matter of time. Just like when you catch the flu or you catch a cold or some shit like that, the shit is in the air, dog. So it's just only a matter of time when it hits you. But then the people who are loudest, like, the anti-vaxxers and everything like that, my thing is, like, if you actually catch that shit, I don't think you're going to tell the public that you caught that shit anyway. Because you just going to keep that shit on the low just because it undermines, like, the message that you were saying. So I think, like, if you were sick, you're not going to tell motherfuckers anyway. Because, Donald Trump tried to do that shit, but it got leaked out. So this nigga was like, yeah, all right, I do have COVID. But he was still trying to push that horse pill shit and talking about like that shit worked and all this and that. Like, no, nigga, you probably got the fucking vaccine. So now the other day when Candace Owens is, talking that stupid shit about, oh, people with the vaccine, they're still dying from COVID, blah, 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 and all this and that. So it's useless. Trump actually kind of pushed back on her. It was like, nah, like people were dying. They have a less chance of dying, like if they actually get the vaccine. So he like kind of shut her down. So I'm like, damn. Out of the last, 4 or 5 years that this motherfucker's been in the spotlight as president or former president, this is the first time he actually spoke some truth. Like that shit is crazy. Like, nigga, I'm actually agreeing with your stupid ass. But that'd probably be the one and only time. Because, as far as Trump, like, he's always been an asshole. He just was good at, I guess, controlling the press, over the years and things of that nature. That's why, like, motherfuckers in hip hop was always like, yo, I'm trying to be rich like Trump and blah, 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 and all this and that. But then, like, when the true colors is shown, hip hop kind of separated itself from Trump. It's like, oh shit, this nigga kind of racist. Like, dog, this nigga been racist, dog. Like, he been not, trying to rent to black folks and shit when he was, had his apartments and things of that nature. And so I'm just like, the dirt that he was doing, in the dark over the years, the shit finally came out, and then people seen his true colors. But it's just, I guess the people who rep the Republican gang, they still roll with this nigga anyway. So, which is another thing that I don't understand. Like, how this nation can get separated by fucking political parties and shit. And I'm just like, yo, dog. At the end of the day, these political parties, Democrats and Republicans, they don't give a fuck about the people. The people who are in Congress, like, they only give a fuck about their pockets. Like, that's it. You get a full time job, you get like, 6-figure salary, you get medical benefits for life, you get like a security detail, shit like that, and then that's just the stepping stone. The stepping stone, and then you got these companies that actually go in there and they just they try to grease I guess I get a I'm trying to word it like a get out of jail free card or get a slap on the wrist or tax breaks and things of that nature. So they grease the pockets of these politicians, things of that nature. So it's like, how do you think that they go in there with a modest salary, but then these motherfuckers come out like fucking millionaires and shit? Because they're getting bribed, man. They're getting paid off. I don't trust none of these politicians. From fucking Clinton to Obama, Bush, Trump, Reagan, all these motherfuckers is dirty, dog. Like all these niggas, I don't trust none of them. It's all the moves that they making. We barely felt that shit down at the bottom. Like all their friends, the rich people, the disappearing middle class, like they was getting taken care of, but like now they shitting on the middle class, and it's not going to be like a middle class. It's not going to be a buffer. It's just only going to be the top percent, and then it's going to be the fucking bottom. Everybody else is going to be on the bottom. So that seems the way that this country is going, and it's sad. If you want to get this country better, you gotta get these parties out of here, and you gotta get motherfuckers who are actually willing to work together for the benefit of this country. But people don't want to do that. It's all about the money. It's all about the green at the end of the day, which is sad. So that's all I could really say, man. But in this podcast on a bright note, like I said, I just wish everybody happy holidays. Hope you all are safe. Hope you all can enjoy time with your families. If you can't, just enjoy time by yourself. Continue to work on yourself and better yourself and just work to, achieve greatness. And that's pretty much it, man. Like, if nobody tells y'all, I love y'all. I want to thank everybody who took took the time out to listen to my podcast at any time during this year or any time during these past 3 years that I've been, doing this. And appreciate you all. And I'll hopefully see y'all next year because this more than likely is going to be the last episode of 2021. And we're just going to start off 2022 with a bang. We're going to start off strong. So everybody be safe. Happy holidays. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. One.